discuss to all of you what is information literacy. But before that, gusto kong magsitayo ang lahat para sa ating pagdarasal.
I'm so blessed, my Lord, I can see you in all the lovely things so fine and true. I see you in the beauty of the flowers and the rain. I see you between the lines of a sweet refrain. I'm so blessed, my Lord, I can see you even when I'm lonely and in pain. I see you in the beauty of the stars at night. I see you in my life, I feel alright. I see you, Lord, in sorrow and in
Ang pambansang
happiness.
awit ng
I
Pilipinas.
see you in the glory of sweet success. I see you, I can see you
At ngayon, magsiupo ang lahat. Bago natin simulan ang ating tatalakayan ngayong araw, gusto ko muna ipakilala sa inyo ang aming mga kagrupo. Ako nga pala si Judel Esbardo.
At ako naman po si John Paul Rivera.
At ako naman po si Donalyn Makutan.
At ako naman po si Lilia Malalay.
At ako naman po si James Angela Vida. At ako naman po si Marco Loreto.
At ako naman po si Gilbert Binihad.
At ako naman po si Ncito Libagay po.
At ako naman po si RG Sargo.
At magsiupo ang lahat. And now, let's start our discussion. Let me discuss to you what is information literacy. Information literacy encompasses a range of skills and competencies that enable individuals to effectively find, evaluate, and use information. It involves understanding how information is organized, knowing where to find information, critically evaluating source for reliability and credibility, synthesizing information from multiple sources, and properly citing source to avoid plagiarism. Information literacy is essential for academic sources, lifelong learning, and informed citizenship in the digital age. It empowers individuals to think, critically solve problems, and make informed decisions based on reliability information. There are 5 components of information literacy. First is identifying information needs. Second is assessing information. Third is evaluating information. And fourth, using information ethically. And last, synthesizing and applying information.
first is identifying information needs. So when we say identifying information needs is ga-recognize ni siya or ga-understand kung unsa nga information ang ma-required sa pag-solve sa problem, may condition, or fulfill a specific purpose. For instance, usa ka student is tasked with writing a research paper on climate change. They must to identify the specific aspects na kinahanglan nila i-explore para ma-identify nila kung unsa ang causes, impact, or potential solutions. And that's the identifying information needs.
Accessing information. Knowing where and how to access information using various sources such as libraries, databases, and also the internet. It is the ability to identify, retrieve, and use information effectively. Access to information is vital to social, political, and economic advancement. Traditionally, information has been disseminated in a variety of formats that have been widely accessible, often through public libraries.
In addition, accessing information. So, what is accessing information? Accessing information is ga-refer ni siya sa pag-process of retrieving. Retrieving means is kanang ga-obtain siya of data, knowledge, or resources from a particular source. This could involve accessing pwede nato mag-gather og mga information para sa tuwang napili nga topic. It encompasses techniques, methods, or tools nga atong magamit sa pag-retrieve nga mga relevant data or knowledge para ma-fulfill ang usa ka specific need or purpose. Accessing information can range from simple searches on the web to complex queries and databases or research in academic laboratories. And that's all the accessing information.
Evaluating information, assessing the credibility, relevance, and reliability of information sources. It is to analyze information from critical perspective. We also need to consider the relationship among different sources and how they work together to form conversation of diverse perspectives surrounding a particular research questions.
In addition, evaluating information. So when we say evaluating information, it involves critically assessing the credibility, accuracy, reliability, and relevance of the information na imong ma-encounter, especially in today's digital age where information is abundant. It includes considering factors such as the source of the information, the author's expertise and credential, the publication date, and whether the information is supported by evidence or references. Evaluating information is makatabang siya sa ato nga ma-inform ta sa mga decision o para ma-avoid ang mga misinformation or fake news nga o ma-ensure ta nga base lang ta sa ato ang beliefs or actions on trustworthy source. So mao na siya ang evaluating information.
Using information ethically. Understanding and adhering to ethical guidelines when using and sharing information, including proper citation practices. It is like quoting, paraphrasing, and citing. To use the work of others ethically, you will need to avoid plagiarizing by understanding how to quote, paraphrase, and cite the work of others. Why cite? To give credit to those whose work you have used, whether by direct quote or by paraphrasing. Using information ethically for writing assignment and research is extremely important. The ethical use of information does not only reflect a person's integrity, but is also mandated by law. Unethical use of information is referred to as plagiarism and may be prevented by citing sources.
So when we say using information ethically is we must respecting for intellectual property rights citing sources appropriately, and avoiding plagiarism. For example, citing sources properly when using information from a research paper in your own work is an ethical practice, as it gives credit to the original author and acknowledge their contribution.
Synthesizing and applying information. Integration information from multiple sources to generate new insights or solve problems. It is the way that students can take information from multiple sources and bring the information together. When these sources are combined together, it creates one cohesive idea.
Synthesizing and applying information is to involve taking various pieces of data, concepts, or ideas and combining them to form a coherent understanding or solution, and then using that understanding or in a practical context. It's essentially the process of integrating knowledge from different sources or domains to creating something new or solve a problem.
Technology fluency. I see information technology. Its fluency as performing the basic core of information literacy and encompassing such skills as information, organization, databases, searching, keywords, subject, navigation, digital citizenship, and computer literacy. While there is a tendency for liberals to focus heavily on information technology fluency, skills are being IL institution, which is important. Another approach will be deliverance to partner with technology introduced to ensure that skills are fully addressed the types of requirements technology. Focus course that can be found both K to 12 and higher education.
In addition, a technology fluency, it is ability to discover, evaluate, and use information and technology effectively and ethically. For example, being proficient in using online databases, research engines, and citation management software to conduct research and analyze data.
Ways of thinking. Librarians generally teach ways of thinking about information in the context of evaluating information. However, within a course, these skills are also being addressed anytime a teacher focuses on critical thinking, critical literacy, and or disciplinary literacy. This is why co-teaching and collaboration between librarians and teachers is so very important. In terms of teaching, ways of thinking about information, librarians should keep in mind that students' belief about information and about knowledge are development in nature.
Ways of thinking. Natin mga lain-lain ways of thinking, which is concrete thinking, critical thinking, application thinking, convergent thinking. So, for instance, the ability to understand and apply facts. So, muna siya ang concrete thinking. And example of critical thinking is you can think about the value of an idea and divide that from the form the idea takes. That is critical thinking. And application thinking is a course that when you transfer a concept to a practical purpose, that is application thinking. And convergent thinking focuses on coming up with a single correct solution to a problem or answer to a question. That is convergent thinking.
Synthesizing and applying information. Integrating information from multiple sources to generate new insights or solve problems. It is way that students can take information from multiple sources and bring the information together. When these sources are combined together, it creates one cohesive idea.
Go.
Problem solving. Solving problem With information puts ways of thinking into practice. This facet of information literacy fits neatly into inquiry-based, problem-based, or project-based learning, all of which are problem-focused lessons that incorporate web quest, original research, project maker, activities, or complex games. To, to name a few are examples where problem solving with information take place.
In addition of problem solving, enables individuals to identify, define, and solve problems by effectively gathering, analyzing, and applying relevant information. For example, using data analysis skills to identify trends and patterns in market research data to make informed business decisions. That is example of problem solving.
Communication may very well be the communication of the other trace packets of information literacy with their synthesizing information to communicate new ideas in a research paper, a classroom debate, a workplace presentation, or social media successful communication within a variety of contexts in the limited assessment on information literacy person.
Furthermore, effective communication of ideas, findings, and information is essential in information literacy. This includes skills such as writing clearly, presenting information persuasively, and engaging in productive discourse. For instance, crafting a well-researched and coherent report or presentation to communicate findings and recommendation to stakeholders in a professional settings.
Basic literacy, it is the ability to read, write, and comprehend. It includes proper diction as well as grammar, spelling, and punctuation.
Basic literacy. This includes foundation. Basic literacy. This includes foundational literacy skills necessary for understanding and interpreting information, such as reading, writing, and numeracy. For example, being able to comprehend writing instruction, fill out forms accurately, and understand basic mathematical concepts.
Example of basic literacy. Being able to read and write a newspaper article or a book.
Computer literacy is ability to use computer and digital technologies effectively. It is identified as the knowledge and ability to use computer and related to technology is representatively with skill levels arranged for elementary use to computer programming and advanced problem solving.
Computer literacy involves the ability to use computers and related technologies effectively. This includes skills such as operating system, word process, spreadsheets, and internet navigation. An example of computer literacy is being able to create a formal document using word processing software like Microsoft Word and Google Documents.
Example of computer literacy. Knowing how to use word processing software like Microsoft Word or Google Docs.
Media literacy is skills to critically analyze and evaluate media message. For example, it is expanded conceptualization of literacy that includes the ability to access and analyze media message as well as create, reflect, and take action using the power of information and communication to make a difference in the world.
Media literacy refers to the ability to critically analyze and evaluate media, message, and content from various sources, including traditional media, social media, and digital platforms. For instance, being able to identify bias in news articles, recognize persuasive techniques in advertising, and evaluate the credibility of online resources.
Example of media literacy. Critical analyzing a news article to determine its bias and evaluating advertisement for persuasive techniques.
Digital literacy. Digital literacy competence in using digital tools and navigating online environments. It is ability to recognize for, to access, and to evaluate electronic information. The digital literate can confidently use, manage, create, quote, and share resources of digital information in an effective way. It is important because it ensures users protect their privacy, critically analyze digital data information, ethically use digital platform, and communicate others in innovative way. Based on my research, the digital literacy is the ability to use information and communicate technologies to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information, requiring both cognitive and technical skills. Digital literacy have an example include sending and receiving email, writing and publishing a blog, searching for information on a topic and evaluating the credibility of a source, and watching videos online.
Digital literacy encompasses the skills needed to effectively navigate, evaluate, and create a digital content and information using digital technologies. This includes understanding digital security and privacy, online communication tools, and digital citizenship. An example of digital literacy is being able to protect personal information online and use social media platforms responsibly.
Example of digital literacy. Understanding how to navigate social media platform and discerning between credible and unreliable websites.
Critical literacy. Capacity of question and evaluate information sources critically. It is a theory and practice that consider the sociopolitical dimension of information and production of knowledge, the ways in which system of power shape the creation, distribution, and reception of information. Critically literacy encourage readers to question, explore, or challenge the power relationship that exists between author and readers. In addition, critical literacy goes beyond basic comprehension to encourage questioning, analyzing, and challenging of information and power structures. It involves understanding how language, power, and ideology influence communication and society.
Okay.
For example, critically analyzing political speeches or advertisement to uncover hidden agendas or bases.
Example of critical literacy. Questioning the sources and motives behind the viral social media post or analyzing a scientific study to understand its methodology and potential biases.
Cultural literacy involves understanding and appreciating the cultural context in which information is produced and consumed. This includes recognizing cultural norms, values, and perspectives in various forms of communication. An example of cultural literacy is understanding the historical culture, significance of literary works or artworks from different cultures.
Example of cultural literacy. Recognizing cultural symbols and reference in a in a film, or understanding the cultural context of historical event. Health literacy. Health literacy is understanding and applying health-related information to make informed decisions. The Center of Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, officially defines health literacy as the ability to obtain, communicate, process, and understand basic health information and services. Just like reading literacy, gives you skills to understand and use written information. Health literacy refers to the skills you need to understand and make good decisions about your health. These skills allow patients to take control of their own well-being by making smart healthcare choices, improving their communication with doctors, and equipping them with information to advocate for themselves in medical setting.
Health literacy refers to the ability to understand and use health information to make informed decisions about one's health and well-being. This includes understanding medical terminology, interpreting health-related statistics, and evaluating health information sources. For instance, being able to understand prescription drug labels or interpret health-related articles and studies found online.
Example of health literacy: reading and understanding nutritional labels on food products, or interpreting medical information provided by a healthcare provider.